Hi folks, this is Randy Yancey with largemouthbassnation.com. We're down here at Mill Creek ramp on Table Rock Lake. It's Wednesday, May 15th. My son, Weston Yancey, turned me on to it's certainly a cause of his. It is becoming a cause of mine. Also, it's a new brand he's interested in, took over managing the social media of their brand, called Angler Aid. They're out of Nixon, Missouri. Great concept and a very much needed concept. What we got here is an Angler Aid box. It's all about life on the line. All right, we want you to go fishing, enjoy the outdoors, but we want you to go home to your families, and that's why Wes is so behind this brand. He suffered from stage 2 melanoma when he was in his early 20s and had to have a big old patch of skin removed off his calf. And so he's very concerned about UV rays and always wearing sunblock, wearing long sleeves, even though he's a little hotter, because melanoma is a killer. And it's said, I think that the figures are 1 in 8 Americans, males will at some point in time have melanoma. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to just kind of cover what's in this box. Let me open it up. It's everything you'll need to be safe on the water. There's medical tape, real sticky. You've got band-aids and some white medical tape. You've got their Angler Aid spray. Now this is 300%, kills 300% more germs than bleach, and yet you could spray it in your face. To anyone, you put it on your hands. If you've had the back of your hand sunburn, we're always getting hook cuts, hook pokes in our fingers and so forth. If you have anything like that, just spray it on and make sure that all the bacteria is killed, or 99-point-something% of it. So that's good to have on board. Multi-tool here, but this is spring-loaded. It's got all the different screwdrivers, knives, saw, etc., and then a little socket kit on one end. Okay. Now, how many times you've been out in the boat and you need something like that and didn't have it? Okay, that's why this is going to be in the box, or something like this will be in the box. All right, there's also, of course, some Angler Aid cards and some promotional codes on the cards. All right, it shows like 35% off. Here's a small deal, a reeler shield. Goes on clean and dry. It's SPF 30+, kind of a roll-on. You've also got some blade fuses down here and some inline. If you accidentally trip on a wire or pull a wire loose, here's some inline connectors. You've got a spare plug for your boat. You've got a little Sharpie marker. You've got some super glue. You've got tweezers. You've got a lighter. You've got a stainless steel whistle instead of like the plastic one I've got up there on the dash. Clippers, which everybody should have. You've got some braid here in case you have to pop a hook loose. Now, we were fishing a tournament back March last year, and we had 10 or 11 pounds, including a 7.15 largemouth, caught by about 9:45. Then all of a sudden, Wes said his trolling motor, I mean, he was hitting it, but it wasn't going anywhere. Well, what had happened, the cotter keeper pin on the prop had broke. Didn't have a spare one in the boat. The only thing they had were black ones, black metal ones, but they would work, and we were able to catch 2 or 3 more fish in coal once and won that tournament that day because we were able to have a cotter pin to replace the trolling motor prop cotter pin. So that's something I'm putting in mine. You can put your favorite stuff too. I suggest the new ones have a first aid kit. Actually, the stuff you need for first aid in a kit, plus these bandages and so forth. And they also have, they'll have a few more items that I don't have in this prototype one. Sunblock's very important. It's as important as a life jacket and a kill switch on your motor. as parents, you wouldn't take your son or your 10, 12-year-old son or daughter down to the municipal swimming pool and drop her off at 7 a.m. and pick her up at 4 p.m. without sunblock and instructions of how to keep putting the sunblock on and so forth, would you? So then you shouldn't take them fishing that way either, because at a young age like that, if they get 4, 5, 6 burns, good burns because they don't have UV protection on or some kind of shade they're under, etc., that just increases their chances of someday having to deal with skin cancer. It also has a Pro Box, which is thicker and has like a extra trolling motor cord, which I've had one of those break once and it basically ruined my day. It's going to have a like an extra kill switch. It's got quite a bit more stuff. It's got a klaxon horn, a bigger first aid kit, and actually I think Angler Aid handed those out yesterday to some of the pros, because many of you might know that May 17th through the 22nd is MLF are coming, and they had their Meet the Pro Day yesterday at Bass Pro in Springfield, Missouri, and my son handed out a bunch of kits to the pro fishermen of the MLF that are fishing down here. And some of them are getting behind Angler Aid because it's such a good thing. It supplies the stuff you don't think about but need. You know, maybe need them every trip or every other trip, or maybe even you might not need them one every 10 trips, but it has it in there when you do need it. And it's just a good way to enjoy your fishing life and make sure you always come home to your family and friends. All right? Well, then, bye. Wish me luck. Thanks for viewing. Be sure and subscribe and like and share this, because if you share it to the right person and he or she takes heart and apply sunblock when they might not otherwise do it, or bring some emergency medical kit with them in their boat, might save a life someday. Thank you very much for viewing.